Hello, I'm kevintame. Welcome to the Hacktivist. Today I will be playing the SOCR or StimHack Online Cache Refresh Tournament match. This was round number 3, so this was a while ago. I was playing Thomas Blackwell, also known as Conphas, and I recently was switching jobs, so I have not been able to post these videos as frequently as I would have liked over the past few weeks, and so I'm kind of on a little bit of a backlog catching up and wanted to share some of these videos. This is a really good match, and so let's jump right in and talk about it. So this is a cache refresh deck, and so we're really limited on what we have. I see a Moons early here and a Violet level, which is pretty good. I actually am unsure why I mulliganed that hand. Maybe because I wanted to see like a ETR ice, but this is clearly a worse mulligan for me. He has an early Maw, and he comes in with the deep data mining. He steals an elective upgrade, which is really rough, and I have 2 Ikawas in hand, so this puts me in a really tough position. I'm not drawing any ice, so I can't really keep him out. But he is poor, so his whole goal is to just keep mawing me as many times as he can. Unfortunately, I need to try and recover here a little bit. He could come in and obviously mad dash in to steal and win, but I'm hoping that he doesn't have they doesn't have a mad dash or anything like that, so he's going to just keep mawing me. Losing this elective upgrades was not elective upgrades, archive memories was a real pain. My plan here is just to kind of just try and see if I can build a remote, and see if I can either get some moon counters or anything like that. His maws just keep hitting all of my key pieces, so this becomes more and more difficult for me. So he sees the Ikawa, he can't steal it, he knows it's there, but this is actually, I don't think, great for me because he can then mad dash in and get that Ikawa project. So my plan here is just try and be able to score before he can actually win. So he goes ahead and steals the Ikawa, puts him on 6 points, which is fine. My risk here is that I could potentially lose Ikawa. And so I just need to have cards in hand, I'm thinking. So my plan here is to, maybe to build out a server. He doesn't have any, he's really quite poor, and so I'm trying to think, can I score this Ikawa? So I go ahead and I pop that just in case, and just to protect. And my plan here is to try and, put this Ikawa into this server so that I can try and score it. And hopefully I can keep him out because he only has 1 SMC and he doesn't have a lot of money. And then I'm just going to try and biotic it out, actually, because my hand is so risky. But he hits my biotic, which makes it even worse. So now I kind of have to slow roll. And unfortunately, I drew 2 agendas, which makes this incredibly harder. Yeah, his main plan here is to try and ping me and try and get these agendas out of my hand. That's, I think, his best game plan right now. And he hits the Project Vitruvius, and he steals it. So yeah, his Maw triggers are really good there. He was able to just keep hitting things. Unfortunately, I drew into those 2 agendas, which made this worse. I think I was starting to stabilize here, and if I had only seen 1 agenda in hand at a time, I would have been able to just keep jamming them in the remote because he was kind of poor, and so he wouldn't have been able to, I think, steal those. So it would have given me a better chance of trying to win that game. That was a kind of an unfortunate loss. I think a big mistake was I shouldn't have mulliganed. My starting hand was pretty good, and I should have just played to that. I had moons. I didn't have a great starting ice, but I had moons. I had ultraviolet clearance, and I didn't have any agendas, which was nice. Versus the second one, I run into Ikawa projects, and that was way worse. So let's jump into this next match. So he's on Satyr, and I am on Ayla. My Ayla build basically relies on professional contacts and relies on Ma as well to kind of mill the corp as much as I can. Also, I'm using dedicated processor to boost Inti. The other kind of thing that I'm going for is trying to find like my turtle so that I can get through his ice pretty easily. I do have Ma, and Ma is my card that I want to keep to keep hitting centrals or remotes or anything like that. So what I'm hoping here, like what I'm thinking is to is I don't necessarily know what that server is, and I'm just going to let him res whatever it is, if it's like a Maryland or something like that, because then I'm just going to try and get Ma triggers off of it next turn. My game plan here is obviously just keep Mawing as much as I can. Unfortunately, he put a piece of ice over that, made it a little more challenging, so I decided just to kind of get set up a little bit more. The dummy box here is I don't want to lose my professional contacts for any reason. I also don't want to, it's kind of my way to protect from trashing. So if I hit like a, like a roto turret or something like that, this allows me to protect. I'm on clone chips, and so clone chips helps me to be able to recur things back if needed. I think a mistake I've made on this game is I've been taking a long time to set up, and I probably should have been forcing him to make some reses. Unfortunately, I haven't seen like SMC or clone chips, so that makes it a little bit more difficult for me, because I like to be able to have those to like being able to face check in a safe manner. But in hindsight, looking at this match, I should have probably been pressuring a little bit more. Now that I have a turtle, I kind of want to get this set up and ready to roll. So I'm going to wait for next turn, and then I'm going to start pounding on HQ, because that has only one ice. For him, he's probably in a position, though, now that he sees the Maw, he probably needs to jam into a remote. Seems like a safe bet for him. So I'm going to pre-install this. I'm thinking about pre-installing this cyber cipher to see if I can get through. And I'm just going to get the credits. So it's an MCA, which is kind of a pain. So now here is this is good. This is a clone chip, because now I am able to bring things back and face check a little better. And he's saying I get a turtle counter because of the run on archives, because turtle, you still get counters even if there are no cards. So now I'm kind of set up in a position where I can start pressuring. I wish I had checked some of these remotes a little bit better. I'm debating between doing the Atman or the the Cyber Cipher because Cyber Cipher is really good. I only have a limited slots for it. This is a good thing to steal the GFI because he wants to score that next turn if he can. So he goes ahead and advances the MCA and uses it. This is an opportunity for him to score, agenda in his hand if he has one. It looks like he's going to score the Ikawa, which is great. Here is a situation where I maybe should have done the indexing when he was poor, but I didn't quite have the breakers that I wanted. The biggest thing is I don't have the nanotech, and so what I'm planning on doing now is getting my getting my economy stabled up a little bit more. He recovered there pretty quickly with IPO, and I need to. This is one where I think this. I don't know what this is in this remote, but I think what I should have done is gone and checked it. I'm debating here if I should. But what I end up doing is I just go, okay, I'm just going to hold it here for a second. And he goes ahead and then scores this Project Vitruvius, which I think was a big mistake for me not to check. Because what this does is it now puts him on 5 points and it forces me to run into this server every time. And if I had gone in and checked it, what would have happened was he would have rezzed ice. It would have made him a lot more poor. And he would have not been in this 5 point situation. So he goes ahead and fires Tapestry. Tapestry is a pain for me because I don't have the Cyber Cipher on R&D, and so I can't break it. Even then, it's pretty expensive to break. It costs me 5 credits to break it, and the effect it kind of hurts against doing indexing. So really what I'm trying to do here on this indexing, I don't think I'm going to be able to get in, honestly. And so I don't see any important pieces. So what I'm going to try and do is just put his money down lower. I don't want him to see MCA. Home guard, I don't think he's rezzing anytime soon. What I should have done there, I see I made that mistake, was that I put the IPO second up, and I shouldn't have done that because that's going to allow him to kind of recover here quickly. I think that is probably a calibration testing or something, but unfortunately I have to check it now because I let him score that Vitruvius. I have to check this server now every time. That's a real pain. But he doesn't have a lot of money, and he just drew IPO, so he doesn't really want to waste, his credits because he wants to be able to use IPO next turn. So depending on what this ice is, that's why he's debating here. So he's just going to let me come in and check this. He's going to do Strongbox, which I need to trash. I will take the click, and I am not going to get rid of the Warroid because what I want to do with Warroid is I want Modifier. So that's actually better for me to let Modifier. So with me being on 4 points, this makes it a little trickier. And I'm just going to go check archives in case there's an agenda in there. There isn't, and so yeah, what I'm hoping to do here is to be able to win off of this. So there's a little misplay on my part. I'm just going to let these fire. I think it's okay. But Sadir's ability does fire, and he's able to. So I don't see any agendas, unfortunately, here, and I'm just trying to position this in a way where this is like kind of annoying to him. Now, if he does have an agenda in hand, I am screwed and he wins right here. But I don't think he does because I didn't see any agendas and he hasn't seen any agendas. So it's really kind of a race at this point who can find the agendas. And this is where I think I might be where I needed to run here no matter what, because now he has an opportunity to either purge or, and I really need to go contest this. I should have contested this this MCA austerity, but I'm just kind of leaving it there because now he's purged, and I really think I should have gone and contested this. Yeah, it's going to be painful. I have to pay the Warroid fees and all that kind of stuff, but he's made this even stronger now, and it's more difficult for me to get in. This is where I think like I should. I'm trying to figure if I can like do an indexing. So I know that in server 1 is probably something like calibration testing or an additional strongbox or something like that. And I'm just trying to set up for the next turn and try and index him here. I have a mad dash. If I can see a Vitruvius, that wins me the game. So I do see a Vitruvius, which is good. So he reses the Ichi on me. And I have the dummy box here, which dummy box I can trash my imp to protect it. And this is unfortunate seeing the Mirager. That was a really good play on Thomas's part to have the Mirager there to kind of dupe me. It really kind of stinks because he's able to now pull in the Vitruvius and then shuffle it back up, but he probably keeps it so he can score it this next turn. And then I'm hoping that like I hit it with with Ma, but I don't hit it, and he's able to score and win. What would have been great is if I had hit it with Ma, and then he would have been I would have been able to go in next turn with same old thing to get it. Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate there. The best play was I think two really good plays by Thomas was sneaking out that second Vitruvius, because it forces me to have to go down to the server whenever he installs something. The other thing is a big misplay on my part is I didn't deal with that MCA when I should have, because he would have been in a tough place to be able to try and score that unless there's like a calibration testing or something like that. The other thing was a misplay on my part and really great play on Thomas's is this Miraju. Yeah, it's a really good play just to kind of bait it there and wait until it's the right opportunity to do the indexing. So yeah, really well played. There's nothing I could do about that. And I mean, I guess I could have mitigated that. I think dealing with the MCA was probably the better decision. And then, trying to stim hack into the remote when he tried scoring it. But yeah, well played, great game. And yeah, thanks for everyone watching. I really been enjoying this cache refresh tournament. It's a really great one that Fighting Walloon puts on. Well, thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye.